Why should you trust me? Why should you listen to me? And why should you be here? I realize that these are incredibly important questions to answer before I just am coming out here being like, welcome to the Immaculate Mindset, the most perfectly imperfect place on the internet, and blah, blah, blah. All these things that I've done in the intro of the last few videos. I realize that as I'm moving into a new space, I really need to be introducing myself constantly and consistently, even when it feels like that's repetitive to me. I absolutely want to build trust with my audience, that I'm not just another person out here spewing cliches and all of this stuff, because that's absolutely not what I want to do. By the end of this video, I'd like you to know who I am and who I am not, and hopefully why you would want to follow along on this journey. So let's talk about who I am and what I've done and where I am an expert. So I'm AMAC McGuire. You can definitely Google me. I am a platinum award-winning mix engineer and vocal producer, 16 years of professional experience in the music industry, on the live sound side and in the studio as well. I have worked with artists like Fetty Wap, Post Malone, Joji, Murda Beats, Kelly Rowland, Lizzo, Dick Van Dyke, Big Daddy Kane, and so many more. I've worked with Atlantic Records, Good Music, Def Jam, and many more. I've traveled the world doing music, and I've helped a lot of artists and entrepreneurs find their voice and build themselves, their brands. I had a really great audio brand as AMAC McGuire. I worked with Avid and Isotope and Lewitt and other audio companies. I put on educational events. I've talked at music schools. So yeah, look, I'm an expert in the music industry and in figuring out how to live dreams that elude a lot of people and ones that people thought that I wasn't going to be able to get to. And that's kind of where I'm starting again here, right? The Immaculate Mindset is just my mindset and what I've learned through this journey. And what is that? Because about 2.5 years ago, I had what I consider a devastating burnout from all of this outward success. These dreams that I had dreamed about for my whole entire life, that I lived them and I did all of this stuff. And don't get me wrong, it was great in a lot of ways, but it also completely broke me because I didn't realize I was searching for these outcomes for the things that were going to fix me, that were going to make me happy, that I would get this platinum record that I have hanging on this wall, and it was just going to make all of my pain go away, that I would have proved my worth. What I've learned through this time of having that devastating burnout and walking away from that career and all of the success that I just told you about is that the only dream worth living is enjoying your life. And now I really want to spread this message and the things that I've learned. And as I'm building up this next chapter, this next career of being a motivational speaker, a thought leader, myself as an artist, because I mix the speech with the music to really share my experience with you. I know how to do the things. I know what it takes to get to where you want to be in whatever way that means. And now I know how to do them in a much more aligned way. I wasn't living those music dreams in an aligned way. I was living them in a very hurt way that kept me in a lot of really messed up situations with people who didn't respect me and didn't treat me well or didn't credit me or stabbed me in the back and used me. And I loved a lot of these people, and I still love a lot of these people. But the thing that bothers me the most is that no one ever told me any of this stuff. No one told me like what the real realities of the music industry are and what it takes, and maybe how I could have actually lived them in a way that would have been sustainable had I maybe looked inside of myself and asked myself, why do you keep going back to this place where people don't respect you, or they're cursing you out, or they're basically acting like you're not an important part of this team you've been on for over 3 years? I want to change the idea of what success is, because when you look up the definition of a success in the dictionary, it just says money, achievement, fame. Money, achievement, fame. After achieving all of this, I truly believe right now is the most successful moment of time in my life because I enjoy it. I was really depressed for my whole life. I was depressed through this entire time of achieving these goals, again, thinking that I was going to get them, and then I just wouldn't be depressed anymore. But now I enjoy life even when it's difficult. I'm able to have capacity for difficult things. I'm able to create boundaries that help me stay aligned and live the life that I want to live. I want to live life in experiences and with people who respect me and that are enjoyable and that are impactful and bring joy to the other person and to me. Before, I was doing things in my ego of trying to prove my worth, looking for validation, prove people wrong. And that's what was driving me. So I created an inner compass. I wrote down my story. Again, people didn't tell me what it was really like. I think we always want to jump over the bad stuff, the hard stuff, and just talk about the good stuff. But that's not life. That's definitely not the realities of the music industry or much of anything. I've found that the most important thing we can do for each other is to share our stories. So I just want to share my story with you. That's why being immaculate is being perfectly imperfect, because there's not a perfect human being on this planet. And why I say in a lot of my videos that I don't have any of the answers for you. I don't. I'm not trying to come on here and act like I'm a guru for you, that I'm going to give you all the answers. No, I'm just going to share my story with you and show you how I came up with some of the answers for myself that's within myself, and how I dug and found them, and how I continue to do that, and show you that now I can, again, build another career that people don't really think I should or can, that I should stay in my lane as an audio engineer and do music in the way that I was doing it. But I want to do something different. I want to have a different experience in my life. I'm a person in pivot, right? How to pivot, how to stay in the messy middle and continue to make decisions that keep pushing you towards where you want to be and be aligned with you. There's nothing about me that is going to be fake. I'm going to be accountable, and I want to show the process because I've already done it. I've been successful in the way that it's defined, and now I am successful in the way that I define it. And now I'm going to kind of put these two things together, right? The achievement of what I want out of life, which I don't know that I necessarily even consider achievement anymore, more than the experience that I'm looking to have. Like, I want to travel the world, speaking on stages, singing on stages, sharing this word, sharing my story, and helping other people then discover theirs, and then share theirs as well. So, yeah, that's me. I want to share myself with you because I can't believe that life feels like this. And I'm so excited for this journey. And I want to help other people have their journey. This isn't about me. It's that I know that so many people have been where I've been in a version that wasn't all that great, but I'd like to help you be the version of yourself that feels the way the version of myself feels. I'm going to show you that it's possible. That it was possible for me to be a platinum award-winning engineer and do all of those things. And it's going to be possible for me to speak all over the world about these things as well. And I'm going to do it in a healthy way. I'm not going to burn myself out. I'm not going to become one thing. I'm not going to forget about the rest of me. It's exciting. So I want to build trust. I don't want you to just blindly trust me. I want to build trust by sharing my story and showing up authentically every week. Now, I've been watching all these YouTube videos and they're like, you need to cut, edit, splice, do all of this. And, in the framework that I've built, what I've understood about myself, I need this to be sustainable for me. I hope to get there one day, but for now, it's going to be sustainable in the way that I could sit here, I could do this video, and I could put it out, and I can learn from it, and I can continue to get better every week. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to show up authentically as me and share my story the best I can. And I hope you'll be here for it too. So that's all I got this week. Thanks for being here on the Immaculate Mindset, the most imperfectly perfect place on the internet. I'm AMAC McGuire, and I hope you'll stay. See you next time.